Here we go then, guys. Welcome back to another episode of this Leicester City career mode. And not just another episode, but the start of season number 3. Today, we're hopefully going to make some huge signings, massively improve that defense. You guys smashed the comments on the last episode. By the way, if you haven't seen the season finale, go back and watch it. There was some silverware in there. I'm not going to tell you right now if it was the Champions League, the FA Cup, or the Premier League. You'll have to go back and find out for yourselves. And along with that, if you are new around here and you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. But let's just get straight into this one today. I'm excited to make some transfers. You guys smashed it on the last one, giving me players that you think we should be signing. So let's get the show on the road. Let's sell James Maddison and Yannick Vestergaard as well. I am super excited, first of all, to find out how much money we've been given. I told you guys it was going to be a lot. I said at the end of the last episode that we were going to get a massive budget. That is exactly what we've got. 243 million to spend. We're not going to spend all of that. It wouldn't be realistic, but this is season number 2 in the Champions League for Leicester City, so we're going to up our game a little bit now because we need to push the career on, and this 243 million is definitely going to help with that. We are going to be hit straight away with a big bid for Ricardo Pereira from Barcelona. Now, Barcelona aren't the same Barcelona as they used to be, but in this career mode, obviously, they've actually improved a lot. This is a bid we're actually going to have to look into. I'll tell you one thing. He ain't going for cheap if he is going. I want in the 60s. No, I don't want 59. I want the magic number, 69 million. And we're not going to budge on this. Nah, we're not going to budge on this one, mate. 69 or he stays. We're going again. I think they're going to reach 66.8. Let's see if I can get them up 2 more million to 68. And I feel like I've probably got to accept that. I really do. If they accept this, okay, that's fine. They're not cool with it. We're happy to keep him. I'm a huge fan of Pereira. But we've got a couple of transfer bids coming in here for Yannick Vestergaard, Benfica and Espanyol. We will accept them both. I'm happy for him to go wherever. No problem for me. It looks like Yannick will be leaving the club. Will we get about 12.5 million for him? Looks like we might actually find it difficult. Yannick Vestergaard has turned down both Espanyol and Benfica in terms of a move out of the club. We're not going to wait around here. We're going to make our first signing here at centre-back, and it is going to be Tomori. We're going to bring Tomori back to England. He's had a fairly decent time there in Milan, honing his defensive skills. But now it's time that he returns to England. This is interesting. They want James Maddison in the deal and a transfer sum of 9.7 million. I feel like I'd rather just let Maddison go separately. I don't think I want to do him as an exchange deal. I'm going with 45 million and surely they'll accept it. There we go. Tomori, 45 million. I think that's a decent deal. He's 82 rated. I don't think he'll want a ridiculous contract either because you look at his current wage. He's not on a lot, is he? Like, they're not paying him much in Milan. He'll get paid a lot more here, don't you worry, Tomori. First signing of the window, then. It's a big one. It's Tomori, and I am super happy with this one. We've finally managed to get Yannick Vestergaard out of the club. We get 10.5 of it. He's gone to Roma. And we've got a transfer bid here, but it's from Wolves. I've already turned down Juve because I think the bids they're coming in with 42. 47 from Wolves is a little bit better, and maybe we could have negotiated it, but we finished above Wolves. We don't need to sell him. We definitely don't want to sell him. It would take a big club to pull him away. I've found this young Brazilian CDM/CM that looks absolutely brilliant. He's a regen, of course. João Gomez. We're going to go in for him on a freebie. A really cheap deal for him as well. He did want a release clause, and I'm actually going to let him have it because we're signing him for nothing. If someone does come in with 50 million for him at this stage, have at it. We'll just gain the 50 million. The club will have made a great profit. I feel like so far we're doing very well on the transfer front when it comes to Tomori coming in and then Gomez for absolutely nothing. Wheeling and dealing. It has finally happened. I've been waiting the entire series to get this kind of bid for Wilfred and Didi. Now, it's Tottenham. Not necessarily where I thought he would go, but it is a bid that a team like Leicester just wouldn't be able to turn down. We're going to negotiate this, though. I don't particularly want to see him go, but I mean, we've always said it. The big money comes in for Wilfred and Didi, and he'll go. I want to just hit over the 100 threshold, and I genuinely think we can do that. They need to be paying above his fee. 110 million here is what we're looking at to hopefully get. Is that supposed to be new now? Is Conte in the game now? I'm pretty sure Conte's been added, but maybe he's just not in this career mode. We'll go 109 then. It's got to be over 100. We might hit a brick wall here, which is fine. 100.5 million because, you know, I want the 0.5. We'll see if they do this. No, and that's absolutely fine because I'd rather keep Ndidi, but it has to be over 100. He's valued at 99 and they wanted to pay under that. Cheapskates. Daniel Levy, cheapskate. The Community Shield coming up now against Liverpool. This is an opportunity for the first trophy of the season. Let's see if we can get our hands on it. This game against Liverpool started really feisty, and I fancied our chances here when the through ball to Lookman goes in. So close from Lookman. I am extremely happy to have him back. Remember, he was injured for so long in that end run of the season, and I think we might have won the Champions League if he'd have been in the team. Patson Daka again, hopefully will be back to his best this season, but unfortunately he goes through here and can't finish. I'm not used to saying that for Patson, but this time he will turn the assister as he plays it into Lookman, and we score to make it 1-0 here against Liverpool. Adoman Lookman will play a huge part in this season. I'm telling you that now. Not to be outdone though, this time it's going to be Lookman to Daka, and what a volley this is from Patson. We didn't have it all our way though. Liverpool did cause us problems, especially in the second half. They started to create a lot more. A real big spell of pressure for them here around the 60-minute mark where they just kept banging on the door. Someone did say recently that we should make Daka the captain. The only reason I can't do that is because of this man. Kasper Schmeichel kept us in this game, and he kept us in so many games last season. I cannot take the armband away from him. After a lot of pressure though, gaps started to open in behind. It'll be Patson Daka again to Lookman. Look out for that a lot this season, and that will cap up a performance of 3-0, and we did go on to win the Community Shield. I mean, it's the first silverware this season. It's not the greatest piece of silverware in the world, is it? But do we care? It's all about winning trophies here, and we can stick another one in the cabinet. That is 2 Community Shields now we've won here at Leicester City, and maybe a great sign of things to come this season. Speaking of this season, it's not going to be the easiest of starts either for Leicester City. Newcastle, okay, but they do spend a lot more money now. I have noticed that. And then Arsenal and Manchester United to kick this season off. So it's going to be a very difficult start for us. One thing of note in that match was a Renato Sanchez injury, but it's only 5 days, so we don't need to worry. 2 transfer bids now. The one for Sion Chu is a little bit of a joke. I'm never going to sell him for that, but this one we have to take very seriously. Although I like Harvey Barnes, he didn't play as much last season, without a doubt, and Lookman definitely offers us a lot more on that left-hand side, with Gomez potentially playing there in the future. Braff's just come back. We are stacked at left midfield, and if we can make a really hefty profit here on Harvey Barnes, I think we should do. A little bit gutting, because I was thinking about converting Harvey Barnes to be a cam this season, but if we get the right bid here, I just don't see how we keep it. I kind of like the initial bid, but I'd love to up it to 50, and they're going to be cool with that. 50 million for Harvey Barnes. It's sad to see him go, but I think we can move on from him now. He's just not quick enough for our counter-attacking style. They're starting to happen, aren't they? The big bids are starting to come in. One for Yuri Tielemans now, and I'm really going to have to contemplate this. Spent a lot of time injured last year. It's Barcelona, so if we can get over 100 million, that'd be huge. I also got to remember that Renato Sanchez was a star last season, and Ward-Prowse, when we actually looked at his stats for the year, did extremely well when he came into the team for Tielemans being injured, and we've got Sheng, who we want to give more game time, so let's negotiate this. Tielemans and Harvey Barnes now maybe in one window, 2 OGs going. Oh, it's just a bit sad, isn't it, when sometimes these players go. 103 million is what we'll say. Okay, that's fine. There's a big gap. I'm genuinely cool with keeping Yuri Tielemans if we don't get the price we want. There we have it. Harvey Barnes has left the club, 46 million going into the coffers. Player who has piqued my interest and has been recommended a lot is this man here, Ismaili Sarr. The fact that he could play as a striker for us as well as a right winger really interests me. I think we're going to make a bid. He's going to be out of contract as well at Watford. So there we have another signing, and really it's his versatility that sold me on signing him. The fact that he can play right mid and striker, right wing, it sold me. When you look at his attributes as well, you can clearly see that he's going to be very good if we do play him up top. He's tall, he's physical, and he's quick. A different dimension there on the right and up top. Loftus-Cheek, I'm going to retrain to play cam, so he can play cam and right midfield. Having players that can play several positions, I think, is huge for us. Finally, a bid for Maddison. We've been waiting for this one, and we finally got it. It's going to be Man City. I'm going to accept it straight up because it's transfer listed. Now, unfortunately for me, 2 transfer bids have come in for Fofana from Liverpool and Man United. Now, the unfortunate side effect of that is it's Liverpool and Man United, so we're going to actually have to negotiate these. You might think to yourselves, Yorkie, why would you get rid of Fofana? He's your best centre-back, but this is the way we play the game. If I wanted to hoard players, I could do, but at the end of the day, if a Manchester United comes in for a Wesley Fofana, the chances are Wesley Fofana is going to want to leave the club. I want 50 million for him at least. 44.5. I'm just going to walk away. It feels like a slap in the face for Molly. Now, Liverpool have come in with a much lower bid than what I'd want. I want 50. We'll have set valuations that we believe we should get for a player. And 50 is that valuation, and if they don't meet it, they can sod off. Liverpool don't look like they're going to meet it either. There's no leeway, no budging room. He's 22. He's got a hell of a lot of upside. He's going to walk away from both of them. We've actually nearly lost a lot of key players to the team this season. If the bids had been accepted, we could have lost Tielemans and DD for Fana. I feel like I'm getting a bit lucky with these rejections. Real Madrid now are in for Yuri Tielemans. It's not stopping, is it? When I look at what he's rated, I think 95 million maybe. Like 100 million is probably wrong. They're going to pay the 95 million. So for 95 million, Yuri Tielemans will be leaving to, I imagine, what is a dream for him. And going to Real Madrid. I suppose the big question is do I replace him or have faith in what we've got at the club? Renato Sanchez is more than good enough to fill his shoes. So is James Ward-Prowse. And then Sheng, an exciting prospect now. And he used to have potential to be special. So we need to start giving him more and more game time. And Dewsbury Hall's come back as well. So I don't think we go and sign someone. We give them at least until January. There we go. Double whammy. Tielemans has gone and so is James Maddison. One we wanted rid of. The other one I'm a bit gutted about. But 89 million. We're making a lot of profit, which is exactly how our DNA works. It's always good when you're doing these career modes to have a club DNA to force you into making decisions like that. Although we have made one huge major sale now in Yuri Tielemans. So for Fana and Didi, if teams come in for them now, Daka, which luckily no one's come in for him yet, we probably will turn them away because we don't need to make any more sales this season. First game of the season then against Newcastle, and yes, he's back. Of course he's back. Adoma Lutman with this goal. A weird one, but a goal nonetheless. And then just a genuine onslaught from us. We dominated this game from start to finish, causing Dubravka all kinds of issues, creating chance after chance after chance. This opportunity here for Daka doesn't seem quite as sharp at the moment as he did last season. We're gifted another opportunity here. Lookman, look at that. He's trying to do the Sanchez. Everyone's trying to do the Sanchez now. And I just couldn't quite find that top corner. But this was really close from him, to be fair. Very, very close. That was dipping. We would just keep trying to force Dubravka into as many saves as possible. Another one here from Sanchez. And of course, now when I'm ever in this position with Sanchez, I'm always going to give it a go. And that wasn't far wide either. Just couldn't seem to find our mark hitting the back of the net in this one. But we got the 1-goal lead, and that's all we needed. An opportunity here for Newcastle, and this was about it. I think this was the only chance Newcastle had in the entire game. So a decent 1-0 win here to kick off the season. The biggest issue, though, with that game was that Yeremy Pino got injured. He's dislocated his shoulder. He's going to be out for 2 months. Happened in the first half, which forced me to bring on Sarr. And Sarr actually looked pretty good, even though lacking match sharpness. Bringing in that signing might prove to be pivotal this season. So game number 2 here of the season against Arsenal. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Yes, Dominic Calvert-Lewin playing the ball across there to Odegaard, forcing Schmeichel into the save. We then tried to return fire with the inform Adoma Lukman. And you know at this stage, I'm just firing off shots from these angles at every opportunity. But it would be the first goal of the season for Ismaili Sarr. Of course, now with the injury to Yeremy Pino, it's going to be very important that he does a good job. Taking number 30, the number that Patson Daka had in season number 1 with that great goal haul. Maybe we'll see the same from Sarr this season. Speaking of Patson Daka, he had quite a few opportunities in this game. This one here going close. But in the end, in the magic number of number 69, when we send him clean through like this, it's always a goal. And he slots that one home past Leno. Tried to push for a third late on. This was a really good ball in. I just think I gave it too much height, but what a save from Leno. He actually had a really good game in this one. It should have been more from us. We were on fire. That's not the full tale of that game, though. Double injury in this one for Brooks and for Justin. Luckily, both of them just bruising a shoulder or their elbow and will only be out for 5 days apiece. The Champions League has been drawn, and this will be our group. We're going to be taking on PSG this season, the eventual winners of the trophy last year, Porto and CSKA Moscow. So not really an easy one. Trip to Russia, which no one really wants to have to do such a big journey when they're in this kind of competition, but Porto as well. There should be some interesting games there. PSG definitely will be massive. Of course, we had giants in our group last year with Bayern Munich. This time we've got PSG. Opportunity now for you guys to have a bit of a say. 2 numbers have now been freed up in the number 7 and number 10, and of course they're big numbers. Now, I do think that we should give Brooks number 10. I think it's only fair. He is playing that cam position now, which Maddison was in. But it does leave number 7 and who we give that to. Now, we could give it to Lookman, but he has been 19 his entire time here. We could also give number 7 potentially to Yeremy Pino, or maybe even give it to a central midfielder in, say, Ward-Prowse. It's up to you guys. Let me know who you think should have number 10 and number 7. Third and final game of the episode, and this one was a banger. Manchester United not doing well, or at least not started well, but Ismaili Sarr has started very well as he opens up the scoring here. Great through ball from Brooks. He was wide open. Sarr is already becoming a very, very popular player for me here. United have signed Daniel Marlon, though, and and he was an absolute nightmare for me in this game. Offside, we get lucky there. Our luck doesn't stay for long. I seriously needed to heed that offside warning as he makes it 1-1. Didn't take him long either to be slotted in here to make it 2-1 Man United. We might be used to Patson doing this, but Daniel Marlin likes it as well. He's got himself a first half hat-trick here, and he scored them all within the space of like 15 minutes. I wasn't having that. The fight back was on. Ismaili Sarr again here going clean through. Passes it to Daka for 3-2. We huffed and we puffed, and Ismaili Sarr again going clean through. He's going to cross this one to Lookman, and what a tidy finish that is from Lookman. And hey, Ismaili Sarr and Lookman can link up as much as they want. They both suit this style of football perfectly. Great touch there from Lookman, and then a lovely slotted finish. We had one late opportunity to score a goalie, and Acho came on for the injured Patson Daka. I feel like that was a great header. There wasn't much more he could have done in this situation, but unfortunately we couldn't find the winner. 3-3 in the end in what was an unbelievable game here at Old Trafford. Obviously after that, my biggest worry and my biggest issue was Patson Daka, but we're very, very lucky. We're going into an international break now, and luckily for us, it's only a bruised elbow. 5 days out for Patson Daka. He's also now 85 rated. But not too bad of a start to the season then. 2 wins and 1 draw. 7 points at the moment in 3rd position. And considering that we played Newcastle, who have a pretty decent team now, Arsenal and Manchester United, I'm really happy with that start to the season. I think this team could be something special this year. The addition of Sarr coming into the team, the return of Lookman as well. We just have so many more weapons now out wide. And of course, we need to pick up a little bit of slack with Jamie Vardy probably not being the same this season. Them getting goals is huge. Transfer offer here for Ruben Loftus-Cheek, 15.5 million. And I think someone did call in the comments that maybe we should let him go. Kind of feel like we haven't given Ruben enough opportunity though in this team, and it would be a little bit harsh. With James Maddison leaving, he can fit in that cam position. So I'm going to give him at least until January before we make that decision. Now, we could go out there now and potentially spend big on a new cam, but I want to give the boys that we've got at the moment an opportunity. I think we've made some really good signings so far this season with Tomori coming into the team, the young CDM and Ismaili Sarr, and we've managed to move players out, but I'd like to give them at least until January before we make the decision to go and sign a big name. Reina, though, is one who is 81 rated, and at Real Betis, I could see us potentially going for. I do also like the idea of Zaniolo because he can play on the right side of midfield, but now he's signed Sarr, it's not really needed anymore. I am, however, going to go out there and sign a striker, and I'm going to bring in another young Englishman. We're going to go for Dane Scarlett. I'm not sure that Ian Acho's got the ability to get the job done. We'll see. He's going to get more game time this year, and with Jamie Vardy dropping drastically down in rating, if anything did seriously happen to Patson Daka, I'd like a youngster waiting in the wings to potentially come on and score goals. Bringing in Scarlett as well does kind of fit the ethos we're building at the club and the DNA that we've got at the moment. So this is the transfers that we've done. Despite anything drastic happening now on deadline day, I think this will be the business that we do. Gomez coming in, Scarlett, Ismaili Sarr, who by the way is probably going to be the most important alongside Tomori. 2 really good established players there that we spent big money on. I'm happy with the business. I hope you guys are as well. Let me know. Rate it down below. Again, you've got to remember when we're doing this, I do try and build it semi-realistically. We're a team that nearly made the final of the Champions League. We shouldn't be going out there and signing 10 players. That's just not realistic. We also had quite a hefty squad last season, and we needed to move out some of the deadwood. This does still leave us room in January potentially to bring in more players. There was no business to be done on deadline day, so we will now in the next episode move on into the main part of the season. Hopefully going to start flying through the months now. There will be some live comms, of course, next time out. I hope you did enjoy the video. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you are new around there and you haven't already smashed that subscribe button, do your boy a favor and smash it real hard. That sounded extremely sus, and I'm regretting saying it, but that is it. I'm done for this one. Take it easy. I will see you in the next one. Let's do some special things here with Leicester in season number 3.